Test, test. Everyone can hear me okay? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to learn what is new in Excel. How is your afternoon going? Good. Good walk after lunch. So we had it too. So we appreciate you made such a long walk just to see us here. So really great to see all of you here. Today, we're going to talk about what is the latest and greatest innovation in Excel. My name is Yana. I'm Excel Product Marketing Manager, and I have a great team joining me today. I have David and Joe, Program Managers for Excel, and Shashank is a Program Manager for Visio. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. When we develop the product, we look at the trends that affect the world of analytics tools and the world of a modern workplace in general, in order to make sure Excel is the most innovative, collaborative, and performant tool for making better business decisions. We're also going to talk about some of the benefits that you get from Excel using as a part of Microsoft 365. And finally, in today's presentations, we're going to spend most of the time not me speaking to the slides to you, but these guys showing you very rich and interactive demonstrations. So sit back and enjoy. Sorry, that was our presentation names there. So what is Excel? Everyone knows what Excel is. It is the most popular tool in the world to understand data and to make decisions. And we have about 500 million devices calling Excel every month. But I personally believe Excel is even more. About a month ago, we had a visitor from Japan in Redmond, and she was telling us how she's been 80 years old to create some art in Excel, because Excel gives her a precision of handling the patterns, gives seniors really good hand-eye coordination because they cannot handle the pen and pencil as well anymore. And she didn't speak good English, but she was telling us about some of the features she wanted to see in Excel to help her do even better. And that moment, we're totally getting that. That was a great feedback she was giving us, what else Excel can do. And at some moment, she stood up and said, you know, even if we don't speak the same language, we can understand each other because we all know Excel, and Excel is the common language we all know. So I personally believe Excel is not only about understanding data, it's a way to communicate with each other as well, so which is great. So we all know what is Excel, but why care about the latest and greatest? What does innovation mean to us? And as I mentioned, some of the trends that we look at today, we believe that innovation that helps increase productivity is not a buzzword anymore. We see some of the stats that really show it is true that innovation does help with productivity. And here's a couple of numbers. About 53% of decision makers actually look at the needs of their workers before introducing new technology, so which is really promising. So hopefully you see that in your organizations as well. The younger population entering workforce really cares about the latest and greatest. They care about innovation. And you can see on another stat here is that 90% of the millennials think of businesses as being old with using the older technology, and affects negatively their perception of such businesses. So innovation does matter these days. And today we're going to talk about what is the latest innovation and how Excel can help increase productivity. And specifically, because we are at this conference, we're going to see and look at some of the challenges that modern business analysts actually face, and how some of the latest capabilities help address those challenges. And we've identified 4 of them that we're going to address and talk about today. First is the very modern methods to understand and analyze data does not catch up with the tools do not catch up with those. Tools actually limit those methods that modern business analysts want to use. The second one is about collaboration. Being able to work from anywhere is table stakes, and it is expected of any tools that are used today. The third one, it's not about data anymore. It's about how you can visualize this data, what trends you can see from this data. And we're going to talk about how we bring the power of artificial intelligence in general into the product to help uncover those insights and get better visualization tools. And finally, with the pace of innovation, it's really hard to catch up, even if your tools are latest and greatest. How do we catch up with all the constant innovation? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So with those challenges in mind of the modern business analyst, we're going to talk about how Excel is evolving to be even better modern analyst tool, how it enables collaboration anywhere, what features we bring to Excel to help better visualize data. And beyond bringing new capabilities to Excel, what can we do for the existing features to make them more performant and have better experience for our users? With that, let's talk about Excel being a modern analyst tool and how it enables collaboration. And Joe, up to you.
Thank you, Jana. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to jump into some, just take a look at some of our investments over the last few years, particularly on the modern analytics front and collaboration, to allow you to do new things in Excel and to work better with your colleagues. Okay. So I'll be giving you a demo, and in this demo we'll be talking about dynamic arrays, and you may have seen this. This has got a lot of press recently, and it's an enhanced calculation feature, so now you can do more powerful calculations in Excel. With that are some new functions that we'll be shipping. We have some features already in the product, and they've been in the product for a fair while. Get and transform data. It's a feature that has been getting better and better over time, and we'd encourage you to revisit that one. It allows you to take data from outside your spreadsheet, pre-process it, and land it in your spreadsheet in a clean way. And then we have Power Pivot. And Power Pivot allows you to break through the limits of a million-row spreadsheet, so you can work with a data model to bring your data in and just land what you need in that spreadsheet. And then I'm going to show you some of our new collaboration tools. So threaded comments, being able to reply to your colleagues in documents. At mentions, being able to request assistance from your colleagues and give them notifications that they need to attention something. And then co-authoring, so working together in the document at the same time. Now, first up, just some background on dynamic arrays. So in Excel, for the last 37 years, we've had formulas, but formulas could only return one value. So you'd write a formula, you get one value in a cell. You wanted another value, you'd copy that formula, you'd place it in another cell, or you'd write a new formula. And you can see some of the types that we have today. So we have numbers, text, booleans, errors, and recently we added rich data types. So we have stock in cells, you can have geography in cells, and you can extract the properties or fields from those rich data types. But they're always single things, single entities. Okay? With dynamic arrays, we've taught the grid how to deal with arrays natively. So if you had a formula that returned the name Mary, or a list of names, in the past we could just land Mary in the cell. But going forward, we'll be able to land an entire list of names in the grid. Okay. Alongside dynamic arrays, because now you've got all this array functionality in the product, we're shipping 6 fantastic new functions. So we've got the filter function, the unique function, sort by, sequence, and rand array. And I'll be demoing the first 3 here today. Okay, with that, I'm going to jump into a demo. So in this spreadsheet, I'm going to be playing Megan Bowen. And Megan works for Contoso. She's looking at her January sales data here, and she'd like to do some analysis. First up, she'd like to work out the units sold for each one of the products. So I'm going to jump into the cell over here and use the new unique function, equals unique. And this takes 3 arguments, but we're just going to go with the simple case, which is just give it a list. And hit enter. Now, this particular function is going to return an array of values. So when it does return that array of values, those values are going to spill to the grid because they can't be contained in a single cell. So I hit enter, and you'll see how it just spills onto the grid. Okay. There's this blue border around it, which is an affordance to help you know that that's a set of data and that's connected. And if I select outside of that, you'll see it disappears, and as soon as I select inside, you get the border. There are some other affordances here. So if you look at the top cell, you can see the formula is black. But when I move to the spilled cells, you can see there's this ghosted in formula. And that's just to tell you that it's a calculated cell, but that the formula truly doesn't live there. It lives in the home cell. So because this is Excel, I can go and edit my data, and I'm going to add a VR headset to the data headset. Okay. Now that isn't in the unique list. So when I do this, that formula that I just typed is going to have to recalculate, and when it does, you can see it just resizes. So it spills further, it takes up more space in the grid. Now I'm going to undo that, so we're back to 4 items. And I'm just going to put some data into the cell over here. I'm just going to type X. When I go back here and I type VR headset to introduce that additional item, this is going to want to grow. And we didn't want it to damage your data. So what we do is we rather return an error. And when you interact with that error, it tells you that I couldn't spill, and that's what we're calling it when it goes outside the cell. I couldn't spill, and it shows you where it would like to spill to. So then you can interact with it, just go over to it if you can see it, or you can interact with the on-object UI here, select the obstructing cell, cut and paste it out. In this case, I'm just going to delete it, and the second you do that, it just spills. So it just moves out your grid. Okay. Now I'm going to continue building this out. So I'm going to use the SUMIF function. Okay. Now the SUMIF function's been in the product forever, and this is just a demonstration of how dynamic arrays is just built into the fabric of calc. It's not specific to those 6 functions. All functions can leverage the power of dynamic arrays. So I'm going to start out, and I'm going to do this in the old way, and then I'm going to show you how to do it in the new way. So I'm going to sum for all the products. I'm going to go and say sum this value in the cell, which is H9, and I'm going to give it the units column over here. Okay. And I hit enter, and it gives me 2, and that's correct. So I can copy that down. And now I've essentially completed my task of getting the sales for all the different products. But if my data changed, in this case I removed the VR headsets item, you can see how that unique list shrunk. But because I copied this formula down here and it exists in all these cells, that formula is still down here, and you don't really want it to be there. Now it's just this kind of orphaned formula. So we're going to use a new technique here. So I'm just going to delete those, and I'm going to go back to my original formula, which is the SUMIF. And rather than just saying H9, I'm going to say H9 through H10. Okay, so I'm going to give the SUMIF 2 things. The SUMIF generally expects 1. But if you give it 2 things, it's going to do something called lifting. And I have an advanced session tomorrow discussing some of these array behaviors. But what it's essentially going to do is it's going to sum it for each of those things and then return an array. So if I hit enter there, you see I get 2 things back. And if I extend the whole way, you'll see this new notation, H9 pound. And that pound is a spill ref. So what that says is reference the entire spill from H9. So as the spill in H9 resizes, that reference will resize as well. So it's always going to reference the unique list. So I hit enter there, and I've got my 4 items. And if I go VR headset, you'll see they grow in unison. So the spreadsheet is dimensioning itself. Things are depending on things and building out correctly. Okay, so that's the first task. The second task you wanted to do was filter the data to just the sales for a particular state. So I'm going to use the filter function. Filter. I'm going to go and grab all the info in this table. I'm going to filter it where the region equals, and I'm just going to say the value in the cell over here. Okay. So I've already got a state in that cell. And if I hit enter, you'll see it spills. Now, that's a 2D spill. Arrays in Excel are natively 2D. All arrays in Excel are 2D, so it's not limited to just simple lists. And when I interact with this drop-down here, I put that there earlier, it's just a list of the states. With data validation, you'll see it just recalculates. And you can take this further. So because it's nice having things sorted alphabetically, I'm just going to wrap this sort list, or this unique list, in a sort. And you'll see that sorts and the unit sort off to the right of that. And if I jump in here to the filter, I can sort this too. And I'm going to do a more advanced sort on this one, because I want to sort this one by revenue descending. So we're going to do it based on the 6th column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And -1 says descending. And if I hit enter there, you'll see it's now a sorted list, and it'll remain sorted. Now, the amazing thing here is this spreadsheet is just 3 formulas, 3 relatively easy formulas. In the past, this would have been a huge task, and there would have been a lot of chance of error. So speeds things up, less chance of error, and you can do things you could just never do before. So pretty amazing feature. At this point, I'm going to demonstrate some of the collaboration features. So if I go down here, or Megan goes down here, and she sees that there is some missing sales from Alabama. So she's going to put a comment in the cell and get her colleague to update the information. So I'm going to go new comment. So you would have been familiar with the old Excel yellow comments. They're very difficult to work with and interact with, but now we've got this new, fresh comment infrastructure. So you can see here Megan, and she's going to use an @mention. So she's going to @mention Isaiah. So @mentions Isaiah and says, looks like so it looks like we're missing some sales data. Could you please update? And I'm going to commit that comment. At this point, I'm going to hand across to David, who's going to play Isaiah.
Great. So here I have Isaiah's account. And I just got an email notifying me of this comment that was sent from the spreadsheet directly. So I click on that link on Outlook. You're still seeing Joe's machine. But I have the same file open here. So it lands me directly in the comment where my attention is needed. You can see my presence since we're working on the same spreadsheet together. And this is on the Windows endpoint, but this works exactly the same way across Excel on the web or Excel mobile. I'll show you a bit later in this session some of the mobile capabilities. So I'm just going to go here. Notice that the additional information is needed, so I'll paste it into the table. And it merged into the document where Megan was working before. So I'll just reply, the data is updated. And that will be visible also to Megan on her account.
Cool. So that was a demo of some real-time collaboration, and that concludes this particular demo. So I'll hand back to Jana.
Back on the slides. Now we're showing
All right.
Cool.
Here we go. So now I'm going to walk you through some of our other innovations in terms of data types and ideas, which bring additional capabilities to Excel the way you know it. So new data types, Joe already briefly mentioned them, but they convert a text string and turn it into a rich connected data type. This is a service that is pulling data from Bing, and it enriches the data that is already in your spreadsheet. So we're starting with stocks and geography. So you can have your portfolio, you put the company names or the tickers, and you turn it into a stock data type, and it will give you real-time information either on the close price, on the beta, on the valuation for the companies that you have in that cell. And then for geography, same thing. You can have zip codes, countries, cities, and it turns it into an entity that has connected real-time data about population, about surface area, income, and it depends on what kind of geography it is. So there will be some more information for countries, fewer information for instance, a specific state. And we'll see some of these. Then ideas is a connected feature as well that uses machine learning to understand your data, analyze it, and give you insights of your data. So it analyzes trends, outliers, and automatically inserts useful visualizations and tables for you to leverage the data. We'll also walk through it. We also have additional charts beyond the traditional line and bar charts and pie charts that we've had in the past. And one of the great innovations, if you've heard about it in the media recently, it's been covered pretty extensively, which is insert data from picture, that leverages Excel mobile, both in iOS and Android. Android for the past 2 months, iOS just was released to general availability last week. And finally, we have the Visio Data Visualizer that Shashank will walk us through. So in terms of the data that we had, this is a similar spreadsheet. You see that here we have already the connected data type set. So for this specific zip code, I can extend the information and add the city and the state that that zip code belongs to, so I can run additional analyses. First thing I'm going to do is create a summary of the information by state. This is something that I didn't have in the original data set, but thanks to the power of the connected data types, I'm able to summarize it without needing to go into Bing and searching for a list of, you've probably all done it, list of information and then having to run several VLOOKUPs for connecting it into my data set. As I create the summary, I need additional information in this case for the population of the state. So to convert it into connected data types, you go into data and choose geography. You could see both of the ones that we started with, and you get this icon in the cell. That means that it's a connected data type. I can then add into the grid the population for each of the states, and I want to understand how the sales are behaving in terms of that in relation to the population of that state. So I'm just going to do a simple ratio and get that information in. Now, as Jana was mentioning before, I may have the data, but what does it really mean? It's not easy for me to understand how this is looking for state by state. So I go into the recommended charts and use the field map alternative. Here, I have the sales that are coloring each of the states in the country. So it's very easy for me to see what's high and what's low directly in the grid without needing additional services. This is built straight into Excel, and it is one of the charts that you can use. This has been out for a couple years already. So now, moving on to ideas, I'm going to go back to my original data set and run from the Home tab the Ideas button. Here, you can see that the service pulled the information, run the different analysis on trends, on outliers, and I see this useful information, which is sales by SKU. So I'm just going to bring it into the grid. This creates automatically both a pivot table and a pivot chart. Many of you may be familiar with these features and use them all the time, but for many people who are starting with the tool, this is something new. And having the capability of running an analysis where you summarize the information, where you get to see outliers and see your data visualized is very powerful. And this is something that we're very excited about to bring people with different levels of expertise with the product. Now, I also mentioned that we had some integration with the inserting data from picture. In this scenario, I received some information, but but this is in printed form. So in the past, I would need to just open up another tab and start typing, or if I could get the online version, that would be even better, but some of you may know that that's not always the case. I still remember my first internship was exactly doing that at a lawyer's firm, so that wasn't very fun. And now I just pull up my phone. This is my app. It shows the file I was working on because it was in my computer on the desktop. And you can see the desktop image. It's still running. Both are running in parallel. And I have my full spreadsheet in my pocket. So you see the presence showing in the desktop on the left as I interact, because this is just the same file where I'm collaborating together. So I'm just creating a new tab. This is going to be the market data. And here I go to this icon at the bottom, which is data from picture. I click it. It pulls the camera on the phone directly, pointed to the table that I just show you printed. And this sends the information over to the servers, runs OCR, optical character recognition. In this case, there's a value where the service isn't sure what the value is. So instead of just inserting garbage data, we empower the user and give the user control to correct that data. Now that we have it inserted, I just close it on my phone and go back to my desktop computer and continue the analysis there. So go to the tab that was just created, and I can run all the analysis that I'm used to with the comfort of a mouse and keyboard on my computer. So here, I'm just going to get the average for each of the competitors. So I simply add the functions here and continue the work directly here. And now I'm going to pass it over to Shashant, who will talk us about a brand new Visio integration add-in for Excel.
Thank you, David. Hello, everyone. So I'll be talking about the Visio and Excel integration. As you all know, Visio is the industry leader in diagramming and is used by business analysts worldwide to document their business processes by interacting with the stakeholders of the process. With this integration, we are trying to democratize the business process mapping and making it more data-driven so that now users can capture their data within Excel and automatically visualize a diagram without having to learn the nuances of process mapping in Visio. So the add-in helps you create basic flowcharts, cross-functional flowcharts, and organizational charts from your data within Excel. You can view, print, and share the diagrams using the add-in and Visio online. If you want to further customize the diagram and make enhanced edits, then you can use either of the Visio endpoints, Visio Online or Visio Desktop, to make advanced customizations. But up till the point where you are visualizing the diagram right within Excel, you need no Visio installation or any Visio license. All Office 365 users will be able to do that. So let's have a quick look at the demo video. So in this scenario, I'll be showing you how you can create a cross-functional process flowchart right within Excel. Starting with the add-in, you can insert some sample data in Excel, which creates a data-linked visualization. So that's an actual Visio diagram. And now you can replace that data with your own data. For example, I'm adding another step in the course publication process, which says review the requirements, and then I hit refresh, and a new shape gets added right there. Similarly, you can create your own process by typing out the list of your activities. And you can open the diagram in Visio Online, which is again available to all Office 365 users. And all the metadata which was captured in Excel becomes part of each of the shapes in Visio. You can use Visio Online to share it and collaborate on the diagram with your peers. And if you want to, again, as I mentioned, edit it further, you can use that in Visio. You can do that in Visio Online. For example, changing the theme or adding the title or making any sort of customizations to the diagram. And it reflects back when you come to Excel within the add-in. We also support basic flowcharts, and as you can see, organizational charts which you can visualize right within Excel. So the add-in is available in private preview right now. The QR code up there will help you sign up if you want to try out the add-in, and we'll send you an exclusive invite to try it out. So I'll hand it back to Jana. Thank you.
Thank you, Shashank. After Excel, QR code again? Sure.
All right.
I was going to say that after Excel, Visio is my next favorite product. And now they work so beautifully together.
And this information will also be published in the website after the conference, so you'll be able to go back to the deck and pull it as well.
Yeah, download the slides and get it. So we looked at some of the newest innovation we had in Excel, but we also spent a lot of time trying to make sure the users of the current features get the best experience. And we've made some improvements to those. A couple of, on the first list here, is across Office and Microsoft in general, such as end user experience with the UI. So we've recently introduced an updated ribbon and a single line ribbon for Office on the web, including Excel. So hopefully you've seen that. Also, unified search has been introduced back in September that allows you to search documents across Windows 10, Office 365, Bing, and Edge. It's a very, very convenient way and an easy way to find your information. And the rest of the list was the second wave of the performance improvement we've made on Excel specifically that was also recently announced. And the first one was really the most asked by many of our users, is the improvement on the performance, how lookup functions work. And the VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and match are the most used functions in Excel of all. And what used to take minutes now takes seconds. So we'll show a quick side-by-side video in a second. And here you can see the list of a few other improvements we've made, such as improving how fast sorting, filtering works. So we encourage you to take a look at some of the articles and the content we put together that explains all the range of improvements we've made on the product recently. And also, many of those, as I said, are due to our user feedback. So we encourage you to join our communities, send your feedback to user voice in Excel specifically, so we can hear back what is not working for you, so we can prioritize and help get those improved as well. And here's a quick side-by-side video that I promised. So here on the right, you can see the new version of Excel that runs super fast lookup type functions now. So we're checking, you can see that has like about 50,000 rows of data, the type of functions that it uses. And it took like a second to recalculate this whole spreadsheet there. And you can see that on the left, we're still running the older version of Excel that while we were checking everything we needed on that other file, this only recalculated to about, I think, like 2 or 4%, as you can see over this time. So literally what was minutes before now absolutely takes seconds. And the version of Excel, which is 1809 and newer versions, they already run the new performance of those functions. So we even had some of the customers switch to monthly channels for Excel just to get to the better performance of the product. And as we actually, the Visio Visualizer was a great example how you get more value out of Excel using as part of Office 365, Microsoft 365, and if there are a few additional benefits that we wanted to share with you. So custom functions went to general availability about a month ago, and they really extend the capabilities of using functions across Excel, across operating systems, across devices, so developers can create multiple functions. The possibilities are endless, and some examples can be fetching some data from the web, streaming live data, forecasting future data. All of this is just a couple of examples what developers can now do with custom functions. The beauty of that is that regular users don't need to create all the functions. They can take the functions that have been created by experts in the organizations they can trust and just reuse those functions. So we've had a lot of customers and partners who are excited about build on top of those. A couple of other interesting recent innovations that are still in preview. So Flow integration, for example, integration of Microsoft Flow with Excel allows you to automate some of the actions, such as delete and add in rows in a spreadsheet, for example, automatically. And there are many other examples how Flow can help automate those actions. Forms integration is really exciting. How you can start a survey or poll right from Excel, and also the data that you've created through running a poll or survey using Microsoft Forms, you can take back this data into Excel. If it's been a massive survey, you get a massive amount of data. You can analyze and run all the functions, all the formulas, all the analysis you can usually do with your data in Excel by having this information from your surveys. So there's a really exciting integrations we have there. Again, this is all the value of Microsoft 365, Office 365 brings to Excel additionally. So here I wanted to summarize those few recent innovations that we talked about, addressing 4 key challenges that modern analysts face today. So you have links for all the additional articles. If you get to the deck, please do that and just learn more about that. We also are excited to hear customer stories. So when customers benefit from using Excel, this is always very exciting. Here's one of the recent examples how our customers and partners have been using the value of custom functions to surface IoT insights right into Excel. So this is an interesting story. I think it's the volume. Sensor, right, on a board. Can you try to get volume back? Let's try to get the volume. Oops. No, can you click again?
Sembisa is a sensor
can get.
on a board. Each of these sensors are live linked through a add-in that goes to a custom function within Microsoft Office 365. What Sembisa does, it allows Excel to connect with the real world without any engineering or any specialist knowledge.
I worked specifically on the device, the Sembisa device, and I developed the firmware for it. So the features we are more excited about the Office 365 are the streamed function, because basically it integrates really well with what we want to do with Sembisa. The great thing about the Excel add-in, it relieved us a lot of effort and development and time for everything that concerns the front end, and in the same way offering users a powerful tool to really manipulate their data.
So one of our retail customers here in the UK is John Lewis. The challenge John Lewis had is that they have to take ownership of devices that are going back to returns that may have sensitive data on them. What they are using Sembisa for is to attach the Sembisa device to a cage. And now just by doing that on a spreadsheet, they can now start tracking how that cage is moving through their internal network.
Sembisa is a great product for us for 2 main reasons. The first is that the tracker is really fully functioned. It gives us a very live and granular view of where the items that we're tracking. The second thing which is great about it is the integration with Microsoft Excel. The team in head office who look after this area already use Microsoft Excel for their analysing and interpreting of data that's going on within the return supply chain. The fact that the Sembisa trackers feed information directly through to the Excel spreadsheet on their desk means it's very easy for them to work live information into the analytics that they're doing.
So Sembisa is a bridge, or each cell actually becomes a window to the real world from within Excel. And that's super powerful. And if Excel didn't exist, it's not clear to me why Symbiza would exist.
So that was one of our partners who've been using the early versions of custom functions, and they basically built a solution for their customer, who were a logistics company, and they were tracking packages with this little IoT devices and streaming data right into Excel. So and we have a lot of customers and partners interested in the solutions going forward now that the custom functions are generally available. So we're looking forward to hear more and more such stories. So it's a completely new world that how Excel becomes the front end of getting real-time data. There's a few other recent stories we heard from customers, and again, I'm always excited to hear how our customers using our products. And what is exciting is the customer do think of Excel as the great analytics ad hoc tool. And the KMG Chemicals named Excel as a Swiss Army knife, which is, I think, all of us could agree with that. It was great for ad hoc analysis for sure. The second story is actually very similar, quite similar to the video we just showed yesterday. It has a lot of use in education right now, but I still love the story so much we decided to include it here just to share with you. So that uses the power of the data streamer as the new add-in in Excel as well. That again brings the physical world into the analog, into Excel, and how for a bunch of STEM curriculums, building a real-world construct, for example, like a robotic arm or something, they attach sensors to this arm, and this data of the movement of the arm streams through data streamer directly into Excel, and students can see what's going on. They can analyze this data. So we have a lot of our education team has built a lot of curriculums just for these capabilities that have been used in schools around the world. So that's very exciting. Students can see that. And finally, when customers talk about increasing productivity using our tools, this is exciting too. And for Caliber System, they've actually said that just due to Excel, they've managed to increase their productivity by 25%. So that is always great to see. And we would love the stories. If you want to share any of that publicly with us, please tell us, and we'll be excited to tell your stories in front of other customers. We would like you to learn more and stay connected with us. Here are some of the resources. It would be useful to download the deck to get the links for sure. They're pretty long, so we don't put the full links here. So please download the deck and stay connected with us with the resources that are always up to date. Here's the one link, which you can actually grab now, is our worldwide Excel community that helps each other. We are actually participating in this community to get any answers answered about Excel, so any questions answered about Excel. So we have a lot of people joining. Please join up if you haven't yet. We would like to see you there. And this is our first kickoff session about Excel in this conference. We have a whole lineup of other interactive and rich content coming up about Excel, so you can learn more. Please join us at some other sessions during these 2 days. We would like to see you there as well, and content will be available if you missed this by any chance. So I'll leave it for a second if you want to grab any of the session codes there. And please submit your evaluations, how we did in the session. We always would like to hear your feedback, as always. We shall stick around here if there are any questions. So we will close at this, as this is a recording. But please come on to us here if you have anything you wanted to check with us. So with that, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the conference.